So, like I said, you're here today to listen to a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. And I am the one that has this daunting task. I will do my best. I hope we'll have quite a few guests here, as I can see. By the end of this, hopefully you will join our family. It's one big family. And this opportunity is like any you've ever seen or may ever be able to see. I don't believe we will see this again in our lifetime. So, like the announcer said, I've been in the US for a very long time, 36 years to be exact. And during that time, I've worked in the IT industry in every arena, very, very broad industry. At the same time, while working, I've always looked for ways to make money in my sleep, because I ran into this wealthy gentleman by the name of Mr. Warren Buffett, who said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So I was like, every time I go to sleep, am I making money? Am I not making money? You know? So I decided to stop working just over 4 years ago. And I recall a colleague of mine said to me, Charles, you must be very fortunate. You're about to stop working. You must have saved up a lot of money. And I said to him, no way. On the other hand, I have not been able to save up money, even though I work so hard. So there's got to be a better way. That's why I decided to stop working. And so I got myself an office space in Maryland, in the United States. And just over 2 years ago, a trusted friend of mine walked into my office and said to me, Charles, I want to talk to you about this opportunity. And here's the same opportunity I will be talking to you about. And just so you know, prior to retiring, I had been really studying hard the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is you bring an opportunity to them, they take a look at it. They comb that opportunity so that they can make an informed decision. I pretended to behave like one of them that day. And so I told my friend, yes, I'm going to take a look. But first, I have 3 questions for you. With this opportunity, am I going to be able to make money if I cannot recruit? If I cannot sell to even one person, will I still make money? And when I say money, I mean real money. I've been fortunate enough to see chop change, as I call it. But I was looking for real money at this point in time. I had time freedom. As you can recall, I had retired, but I still needed financial freedom. You know, when you have both of them, then we'll say that you have total freedom. I was looking for that. So I asked my friend, if I cannot recruit because I am an African and recruiting is not in our culture, am I going to be able to make the kind of money that will give me the time freedom that I so badly desire? And he said to me, Charles, you'll make enough money to leave a legacy for your children, your children's children, and beyond. That sounded like music to my ears. And I said, hey, let's go to question number 2. Will I have to come out of pocket every month in, month out, to pay some bill? In the industry, they call it ownership. Will I have to pay a monthly ownership? He said, Charles, no. When this company launches, and so when he came to me, this company was still in pre-launch. He said, when they launch, you'll come out of pocket one more time, and that's it. I kind of like that. And I said, let's go to the 3rd question. The last, but certainly not the least. But before I tell you that last question, I'd just like to share with you how I came about that question. Prior to retiring from corporate America, towards the end of 2016, I knew for a fact that I was going to stop working. I knew for a fact that I was going to have to get into the jungle. So I coined those 2 questions I just mentioned to you guys. And they worked very well, at least for some time. I landed on some very good opportunities, making so much money, I thought I had arrived. Life was good, but not for long. About 1.5 years later, all of these opportunities, all of these opportunities took a nosedive. They all went belly up. So I had to do another thing that successful people do so well. I had to fail forward. What does fail forward mean? It means if you fall down once, you get up once. If you fall down 10 times, you get up 10 times. You dust yourself, look at what went wrong, why you fell, so that you can move forward with experience. I had to do that. And upon examining all these different opportunities that I had been involved with that went belly up, I realized that all of them have one thing in common. One thing. None of them had a legitimate, viable product. Now, by legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. I know some of you are going to tell me, well, I'm selling vitamins, that's viable. I'm selling juice, that's viable. No, they're not. When I say viable, I mean a product that if you don't have, life is almost unbearable. For example, your cell phone. Most of us today, if we don't have a cell phone, it's almost as if we cannot live, right? If we don't have internet service, life is too tough. So those are the kind of things I mean by viable. Okay, so I looked up at my friend that day and I said to him, does this company have a legitimate, viable product? That was my third question. Very important question. And he said to me, Charles, with your IT background, you should be able to understand these products better than me. So I went, took a look at the products, came back to him, and I said, my friend, should this company succeed in what they're trying to do, we're going to have an internet quake. We are going to have a shakeup of the internet. Okay, but I also told him, we're going to have to wait for some time because I know what they're doing. He didn't like that. He said to me, Charles, why would you say that? I said, of course. You asked me to take a look at the products I did. And here's what they're doing. They're using AI, for short, artificial intelligence, in every step of the development process. My friends, AI is a disruptive technology. And what do we mean by that? A disruptive technology is one that comes every once in a while and will disrupt our lives. It changes the way we do things. We have no choice. AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved, right? It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. So I told him, we're going to have to wait, buckle up, fasten our seatbelts, and just enjoy the roller coaster. But I also told him, I don't care how long it takes. I want to be part of this company right now. I had something called FOMO, fear of missing out. I had missed out on a few opportunities earlier on in my life, and I wasn't going to miss out on this one at no length of time and at no cost. So I asked him, how much is it going to cost me if I wanted to become part of this company today? And I was thinking something really, really big, like $20,000, maybe even more. And I had my credit card with me. Yes, in the United States, we do not need cash. All we need is credit, plastics. And I had a few of those. So I asked him, how much is it going to cost me? And he said to me, Charles, you won't believe it, but all you're going to need today is $97, 97. And I said, you've got to be kidding. He said, heck no, I'm damn serious. I said, okay, well, here's my card. Put it on there. By the time we were done, it costed me $102. So yes, there is a $5 charge when you use credit and or debit card, right? So big deal. I told him, consider that dinner for two. But I also told him, I do not have 4, maybe 5 years to wait for this company because I need to put food on the table. You call me, you text me, email me, do whatever it takes to get me informed when they're closer to launch so that I can get more involved. He said, deal. 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, the CEO of this company wants to talk to everybody in a week's time. I said, sure. 1 week later, I hop on the call, and there was Mr. Mufareh. Mr. Mufareh is the CEO of this company. Mr. Mufareh, for those of us who have been founders for some time, we have come to know and love him dearly. Not only because he's going to help us make money, and I can assure you he will, but also, and more importantly, because of his heart for humanity. My friends, there are quite a few geniuses out there: Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, just to name a few. And all of these people have got brains, serious brains. But have they got the heart? As you come to join Onpassive, you will find out that not only does our CEO have the brains, he also has a lot of heart. And that's why most of us leaders resonate with him so very well. But mind you, I was listening to him for the very first time, and I hopped on the call, and he said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. In fact, we are closer to launch. I have to admit that threw me off because I thought just about 8 months earlier, I told my friend that we will be waiting for a long time. Now, all of a sudden, he's saying that we're closer to launch. Whom is this guy kidding, right? I thought I knew what they are trying to do. But he got my attention. And then he went on. We have hired a building in Bangalore, in India. For those of you who are familiar with that area, Bangalore is like the Silicon Valley. Today, we have our building in Hyderabad High-Tech City. But at that time, 2 years ago, we were still in Bangalore. Okay? Now, he said, we've hired 200 engineers. We have a 2-story, 2 floors in a high-rise building, and these 200 engineers are working day and night. So in my head, I'm thinking, most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers working 8, 9, or 10 hours a day. I know because I've been part of a few of those. When Mr. Mufareh goes to the source, and when I say source, for those of you who are familiar with IT, you will agree with me that Indians are the best in the game, hands down. He goes to the source, and by the way, labor is way cheaper in India than it is in the United States. So Mr. Mufareh goes there, gets not 20, not 25, but he gets 200 of them, the best of the best, the cream of the crop. And these guys are not working 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. These guys are working around the clock. These guys are taking turns to make sure this dream is realized. So now in my head, I'm beginning to think, okay, with this kind of a resource, yes, you're able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you're able to do in 2 years what is scheduled to take 5 years. So I started believing more. My belief factor goes off the roof. I went back, looked at the time, energy, money spent from the time I got involved in this company up until then. And I said to myself, this is the time to get serious. This is that time I told my friend, call me, text me, email me, so I can be part of this, okay? So I decided to roll off my sleeves. I decided to call some friends in my office. I said, listen, we've got to spread the word. That's when I became a man on a mission. And what is my mission? To make sure this company, the word about this company goes to every ear out there. Those who have the ears can listen. Those who do not have done my part. And so we decided on Zoom, right? Because with technology, thanks to technology, with Zoom today, all you need is a smart device, could be a smartphone, could be a laptop, an iPad, and you need internet access. I know you guys call it back in Africa data. Once you have that, you're good to go. So what is this company I'm talking to you about? It's called Onpassive. Onpassive as in Victor, E as in Edward. Now, that name is not by chance. It was not given by chance. It was intentional. Because this is an opportunity that is very passive, which means what? Which means you can come in when this company launches, pay some one little small amount of money for subscription. I'm going to come into that later, and you are done. Okay? Our CEO and founder, Mr. Mufareh, that I just mentioned to you a few moments ago, graduated with a master's in internet marketing and information technology. He went back to Harvard, did some more studies in how to market online. Now, this guy is a guru in artificial intelligence. That AI that I told you guys is disruptive. He has a knack for it. He's the best in traffic. He's a guru when it comes to traffic generation. What is traffic? My friends, traffic is the reason you and I can dream today about Onpassive. Traffic is a single differentiator between Onpassive and any other company that you can see out there. And so what is traffic? Let's spend a couple minutes talking about traffic, right? And traffic is the most fundamental element in any business. It doesn't matter if this business is offline or online. But I know most of us are familiar with offline businesses, right? We're used to that. So let's start there. What is traffic offline? So let's say you have a business and I have a business, same kind of business. Everything is equal, identical. It can be any business. It can be a car dealership, it can be a hair salon, doesn't matter. But let's say you have a restaurant and I have the same restaurant, same kind of food, same chef, food tastes identical. The only difference is what? Location. Your restaurant is located in a busy area, busy shopping mall. People come in and out all the time. Mine is located in a back alley. It is hidden. Now, your restaurant is going to fare better than mine. And here's why. People are going to come to this shopping mall, minding their own business, maybe to do their hair, do their nails, buy some clothes, window shopping. Whatever it is that brings them to the shopping mall, eventually they will get hungry. Look up, see a restaurant, wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. My restaurant, on the other hand, they're going to have to know that it's there. They're going to have to leave their homes deliberately to come there. Because of that, it suffers. It suffers from what? Traffic. So what is traffic? The people, the customers coming in and out of your business. That's it. Now, what about traffic online? But before I go there, I just want to mention this. In this digital day and age, if you have an offline business like the restaurant and you want to stay in business, you better get yourself an online representation. Yes. Otherwise, you're asking to be smoked by your competition. The reverse is not true, though. You can have a very successful business online with no offline presence. Typical example, Amazon. So what am I saying in essence? Here's what I'm saying. It is true that we have millions upon millions of businesses offline. But it is also true that we have more businesses online than we do offline. Billions of them. And all of these businesses online, they thrive on traffic too. Without traffic, they're going to fail. Right? So what is traffic online? Clicks. That's all it is, clicks. If you have a business online, you can call it charlesosong.com, for example. Nobody goes there, no sales. No clicks, no sales. The more the clicks, the more the sales. So we have individuals online who have businesses online. All they do is they drive traffic to these businesses, these billions of businesses online. That's all they do. And they are making a killing. What's a good example? Google. That's how Google makes a killing. And then we have something called targeted traffic. That is huge, big. What is targeted traffic? Say you go online, you're looking for something, you're looking for a TV, and somebody comes to you and says, hey, why don't you go to charlesosong.com? And then you go there. All you see is TVs. You're just bombarded with TVs. All kinds of sizes, all kinds of colors or prices. What are the chances of you buying? Very, very high, right? So that store, charlesosong.com, just got itself a targeted traffic. Our CEO and founder that I just mentioned to you guys a few moments ago, he is our best in that game of driving targeted traffic. Nobody even comes close. And that is why I told you, because of traffic we can dream. He proved himself. When he graduated, he joined a few companies, drove traffic to these businesses. Of course, he made some millions doing that. These companies made a lot of money. Unfortunately, most of them went out of business. Why? Remember I told you guys earlier? No legitimate viable product. Any business, any company that doesn't have that is a time bomb. Just a matter of time before it goes out. So Mr. Mufareh and his family, notably his wife, they are going to sit down and they're going to say, we don't need to keep doing this. We need to stop sending people, customers, to businesses that will eventually go out. We are going to start our own. We're going to have legitimate, viable digital services. We're going to have founding members, you and I. We're going to drive traffic to them because we're the best, right? And they're going to make money. We are going to make money. Everybody is happy. My friends, that is the birth of Onpassive. So just over 3 years ago, Mr. Mufareh and his close friends, they're going to sit together and say, hey, we're starting our own business. We need some legitimate, viable digital services. And remember, I said over 3 years ago, there was no pandemic. We need some services. We have 7.7 or thereabout billion people on earth. And at any point in time, 7 million of them are online. What are they looking for? What kind of services are they looking for? And now 7 million 3 years ago, you can imagine what it is today with the onset of COVID-19. A lot more, a whole lot more. But 7 million is still a lot. What kind of services are they looking for? I know some of them are looking for online banking. I know that, I do that sometimes once, sometimes twice a day. And I know some of you do that as well. And when we do these things, there are people online, companies online that monetize on our services. Okay? So these guys are going to say, yeah, we have AI. We can do that even better. Some others online are on their favorite social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. I love Facebook. But when we are on Facebook, what are we doing? We're sharing text. We're sharing pictures, photos to friends, colleagues, classmates, family members. That is called community. So these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI, we can have our own community, even better. But some of us online are doing e-commerce, email marketing, drop shipping, bulk emailing. There are people online making 6- and 7-figure income just doing email marketing. Yes, I know that. I thought about it once upon a time. And these guys are going to say, with AI, we can do that even better. Some of us online are video conferencing, like you and I right now, right? If you can see me or you can hear me or both, it means you went to something called Zoom, some application called Zoom. You put in an ID, and there we are. We're talking. Do you know that the founders, the owners of Zoom, are monetizing on our services as we speak? And Zoom is not the only one. We have Skype, we have AnyMeeting, we have Cisco WebEx, we have Google Hangouts, we have Microsoft Teams. We have a plethora of more than 25 of them. All of them making serious money, especially since the pandemic, since the advent of COVID-19. All of them. But the most popular is Zoom. Why? Because it is the most user-friendly. But not for long, I can assure you this. You wait until Onpassive unleashes its webinar platform. For those of us who have been founders for some time, we've had a preview of seeing a demo of it. The pictures, the images are clearer, 3D, it is faster, it is scalable, it is secured, end-to-end encrypted, and above all, guess what? It is cheaper. But Zoom is still, like I said, this is still their day because they are the most popular until we get out there, right? So let's focus on Zoom for a minute. Prior to COVID-19, Zoom was averaging what? 10 million participants every day. Same company took a statistic, April 1st, 2020, that number had gone up to over 300 million participants a day. Yes. November 30th, 2020, Forbes magazine put out a report. Zoom had made more profits than ExxonMobil, the decades-old American oil company. My friends, do you guys know why? Ever since the advent of COVID-19, every university, high school, middle school, elementary school, asking students to take classes virtually. Yes, I've seen men of God, pastors, women of God, having virtual Bible studies. I've seen virtual graduations, virtual weddings. Well, the world is going virtual, and Onpassive is simply going to help us monetize. Let's talk about another virtual service, virtual private network, VPN, as we call it. What is a VPN? It is just a fancy name. It's a fancy name for a tunnel. A tunnel that cuts across a major network, such as the internet, provides privacy. Employers use it so that employees can have access to corporate data without fear of bad guys. Ever since the advent of COVID-19, what has happened? All these companies, Facebook, Microsoft, all of them, even federal government, asking their employees to work from home. What does that mean? That means they have to use some kind of VPN. That means some company is monetizing on the services. And these guys at Onpassive, they're going to say, you know what? We have AI. We're going to have our own VPN. Super, super smart. More secure, more scalable, and above all, guess what? Cheaper. I can assure you this. When Onpassive launches, the big players in this space, like Cisco Networks, they are going to know there's a new kid on the block. Yes, they will know. Now let's talk about another service, search engine optimization, SEO, as we call it. Sounds like a mouthful. What is it? We know of search engines. We know of Yahoo. We know of Bing. And for those of us Apple enthusiasts, we know of Safari. I should assume that everybody knows of Google because they are so popular. It's become a verb these days. All these companies making big money. You go to Google as many times a day as you want. It is free. You go to Google to get one email address, 10 of them, 100 of them, it is free. You can even get a Google voice over IP phone number for free. So it sounds like everything is free in Google. Yet, Google is a multi-billion-dollar company. Well, here's a multi-billion-dollar question I've got for you. How does Google make money? Most of us don't know, and frankly, most of us don't even care because it is none of our business. But I'll tell you the main way that Google makes money, because Onpassive is going to help us make money the same way. Say you go to Google to search for something. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be a phone, an iPad, doesn't matter. But let's say it's a camera. Only because I do have an online store and I do market my cameras through Google. Search for a camera, a bunch of them will pop up. And one of them is going to be from my store. Well, you click on that camera. If you happen to click on that camera from my store, you just costed me money. You don't have to buy it. No, they call it pay-per-click. At the end of the day, they're going to tally up all the clicks that go towards my store, and they're going to bill my credit card that they have on their file. So what does Google say? If you market something through us and a client, a customer comes looking for that item, we're going to optimize our search, bring it to the top so that they can see it, eyeballs. Our job is done. You've got to pay us. Now, imagine a small business man like me, very, very small, almost insignificant online, but I'm paying Google averagely $400 every month. I'm also paying Microsoft averagely $600 every month. And why am I paying Microsoft? Bill Gates is smart, right? He knew SEO is going to be big, did not have time to start a brand new company, bought an existing one called Bing and revamped it. Now, people like us have to pay him. I also pay Zoom for this service, $200 every month. I pay a company called GoDaddy for domain name service, DNS. Every business online has to have a domain name. And there are companies that make money on that. And Onpassive is going to help us using artificial intelligence to also make money on that. These guys at Onpassive, and they're going to say, search engine optimization, we have AI, we're going to have our own super smart. By the time you type the first character, it already knows where you are headed. My friends, when Onpassive launches, the big players in this space, like Google, they will know there's a new sheriff in town. I can assure you that. So what am I doing? I am listing to you the services that Onpassive is putting together, the ones that we can relate to. And what is Onpassive doing? Onpassive says, here it is. If you're an individual, a business person, small or large, and you need something, you think about it online, digitally, we have got it for you. AI-driven, super smart, much faster, better secure. Under one umbrella, right? In IT, we'll call it single sign-on. And the big word for you today is this integrated. Single sign-on in one place, and all of them integrated. No company has ever succeeded in doing this, and Onpassive is 99% there. So I know a lot of you, some of you here are founders already. A lot of you are still guests. Hopefully you're going to join us soon, become founders. And when you do, you are going to get excited. Yes, you will get excited. And when you get excited, what happens? You tell everybody you know, I just found this company, it's a great company. And some of them are going to look at you, laugh at you. Some of them are going to ask you, by the way, this company you're talking about, do they even have a product? Well, yes, what you're going to tell them. We have a total internet solution, yes, or a total digital solution. You can say total IT solution, same thing, all of them. Total internet solution, total digital solution, total IT solution, same thing. Now, Onpassive itself has its own three-worded phrase for it. We call it Smart Business Solution for a reason. If you're a business person and you're smart, you're going to use it. Why? It is going to increase your bottom line. Big difference. Okay? So you have all these things in one place. I told you guys earlier, you don't have to recruit to make money. You don't have to come out of pocket month in, month out to pay some bill. And above all, we have the best legitimate digital services in this day and time, in this age of digitization. My friends, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a company, any company, with all three of these things. And I'm going to make you a promise. If you find one, you call me, and I will be your first customer. This is value. And this value, how much is it going to cost you to become a founding member today? I told you guys, when my friend came to me just over 2 years ago, it was $97. Today, fortunately for you, it is still $97, but not for long, because in a very short few weeks, maybe a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks max, we are going to go into soft launch. What does soft launch mean? Soft launch, and by the way, if you're here for the first time, you're a guest, please just sit up, take a sip of water, because this is the most important part of this presentation. The rest of it was just introducing you to what it is. This is the most important part. Soft launch is a period where we, the founders, we're going to be testing the products. The products are being released one at a time, okay? We already have 4 of them. We're going to be testing the products. And once we are done testing, we're going to launch to the public. But before we officially call it soft launch, in a few short weeks, the price will go up. Yes. How much? We don't know. But if you're here today and you're not yet a founder, save yourself some money. Jump on board. Richard Branson, CEO of Virgin Atlantic Airlines, he said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you don't understand it, jump on it and then begin to learn about it. This is that amazing opportunity. So when we launch, the AI traffic is going to come in, start bringing us customers and or resellers. No more founders. The founding position is closed. Now, those customers that come in upon launch, what are they going to be looking for? Subscription. What are they going to be subscribing to? The services. All those services, I mentioned a few of them to you: online banking, VPN, email marketing, and there are more. IP tracking, trim URL, domain name service, email marketing, all of them under one umbrella for one small price. And how much is it? About $250. Those customers are going to come in, they're going to subscribe. But we, the founders, we're going to be the company's first customers. We, the founders, we're going to be a product of the product. So we're going to come in upon launch and we're going to subscribe to that package as well. Now, remember, my friends, this is so important. We are here because of monthly residual income, right? Residual, meaning coming in all the time. We cannot have monthly residual income without monthly subscription. Those two go hand in hand. But fortunately for us as founders, we are going to have to pay just once. Upon launch, you pay that subscription one time, about $250, and AI goes to work on our behalf. 30 days later, our subscription has to be paid again. Where's the money going to come from? From our profits, right? So we pay once. Subsequently, subscription comes out of our profits and the balance we can take home. It has never happened before, but it is happening. Why? Because of traffic, my friends, AI-driven traffic. So this is almost too good to be true, but it is true. Now, I said earlier, you don't have to recruit to make money. That means what? That means you can be passive or you can be active. It's up to you. Everybody wins. As long as you're in it, you will win it. How soon are you going to win it? How active depends on how active you are. So you're active, you might win it faster. You're passive, you're going to win. Just take a little bit longer. Great opportunity. Now, I want to say one more thing. That subscription money that I told you guys about, one-time subscription, is guaranteed lifetime. What does that mean? Onpassive says, when we launch and you pay that subscription, give us 90 days. Give us at least 3 months. And if you don't like what you see, we will make sure you get your money back. We will make sure you get it back. Now, only company that knows what they're talking about, they know. Ain't no way in the world 3 months is going to roll by and you haven't at least made what you paid coming in. You can't beat that. Okay? And I'm going to say one more thing and then we'll take a few comments from some of the other leadership council members and then we'll take your questions. There is risk in every business. Every business has risk. At Onpassive, what is our risk? $97. And our CEO has made it less of a risk because he says you pay your $97, 1 week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, you don't like what you see, you can get a refund. How good is that? Nonetheless, we do have people that may not want to part with $97 for whatever reason. We don't want to know your reason, but if you belong to that category, no problem. You can still benefit from Onpassive. Let me tell you how. You can wait. Hold on to your money. Don't become a founder. Wait until we launch. You can wait 6 months after launch. Well, maybe 2 years after launch. Wait until Onpassive becomes a household name, because I can assure you it is going to become a household name. And then you come in as a founder, sorry, no longer founder, as a customer or a reseller. You can come in then. Yes, you're going to get some benefits. Yes, you're going to make some money. But are you going to benefit? Are you going to make the same kind of money that founders are making? That's the $1 million question. All these companies that you see out there, Google, Facebook, Amazon, you can go there now and make some money. You can buy some shares, make money later. But are you going to make the money that those who came in the beginning have made? I don't think so. It ain't going to happen, okay? So If you want to jump in now, be my guest, because when you wait until it becomes a household name, and you wait until everybody knows about it, too little, too late. Okay? If you're interested, get back to whoever invited you so that they can show you how to become a founder. Okay? However, if you have some questions, you're here, you're a guest, you have questions, you need some clarifications, hang around. I have quite a few Leadership Council members here. We're going to make sure all your questions are answered before we can leave. All we ask, please turn on your video if you can while you ask your questions so we can see you the same way that you see us. Thank you very much for listening. I don't want to take too much of your time. I have with me some other able Leadership Council members here. I'm going to start with Red. Red, can you say a word or two to our guests and founders before we take Q&A?
Certainly, Charles. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation once again. I really do enjoy the way that you present Onpassive. It flows really easily, and I think everyone gets the message of how easy it is to join this opportunity. And really, this is an opportunity for everybody, guys. If you're a guest here right now, there is no qualifications. You don't have to know anything about this company because they will be doing it all for you. It is 100% automated, done for you. All you have to do, like Charles said, is get in. And if you want to make that big residual income, now is the time to get in before we launch to the world. So take that plunge, get in, guys. Would love to have you on board with us. Get back to the person who invited you here. Thanks very much, Charles.
Thanks, Red. I believe I'm going to save Maddie for last. I always save the best for last. I will have another Leadership Council member in the house, Dr. Georgie. Please say a word or two, okay, to our folks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Charles. Always fantastic presentation. For our guests here, you are welcome. And all I want to put out is that the long and short of the presentation is that you are to make a $97 decision. If we realize the life we live right now is based on some decisions we made 4 or 5 years ago. So if we project 4 to 5 years in the future, what will your $97 give to you? If we assume, as Mr. Charles has already said, that is the risk you are taking, then in 4 or 5 years down the road, you would have lost $97. What if everything he's saying is true, that it will come to fruition? 4 to 5 years down the road, you will be able to realize your dreams. So think about it that way and make your decision. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Georgie. And now, Maddie, tell them like it is.
Oh, no. Hello, everybody. Yeah, great presentation, Charles, as always. I'm just going to emphasize what's been said. Look, a lot of people look at this, and Charles has got an IT background. I've been working online 17 years. I've been marketing forever, but I was able to spend full time for years to learn this crazy business. And for everybody here, guess what? You don't need to know any of it. The company's going to do everything for you. Don't get nervous about this product or that product or this digital product or that digital product. Yes, you should know because it's your business, but you don't need to be a master of any of it. The company does everything for you. It's automated. They take care of the business. They run the traffic. They close the deal. This is what, if you've been online more than an hour, this is that business that can give you financial freedom flat out. And if it's $97 choice to have a multi-million-dollar business, it seems to me to be a pretty simple choice. And you can't, the beauty of this is MLM, if you don't recruit, the company folds. This company does all the recruiting for you. You don't have to do any of it. You're actually paying them to build a business for you. And the beauty of it, you pay one time. And you don't have to know everything. Look, if you owned a big store, do you use everything in the store? No, of course you don't. Would you like a nickel from each item that's bought though? Yes. Well, now how would you like to have 100 stores or 1,000 stores? That's possible today. Like Charles said, you can get it in a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you'll still do well. But you'll do damn well right now. I mean, I don't know how to say it any easier than that. Now's the ticket. Anyway, that's all I have.
Thank you, Marty. I think you just put the final topping, the icing on the cake, right?